Hi, good morning. It is 8:59 and my name is Caroline. I am a little fitness lover and I like to share my energy. I've been coaching for a while. And so what we're going to start off with is just some movements back and forth with opening up our feet and starting to let all of the ligaments and those ligaments that touch those bones and that touch the muscles and attach to other bones. We're going to pay attention to those for a second, shifting from the left side of the feet to the right side of the feet, going nice and slow into the ankle, taking some heel toe walks, coming up onto the toes, back and up and back, stepping forward with the other hand, heel to the toes, back with the heels, back to the toes. Focusing on taking some breaths. Always moving in a flow of connecting with your mind and your body, making it nice and connected, joined. And here we go. We're going to do some preparation for our shins, our attachment points to our shins. I might have some runners, I might have some people that like to do hiking or lots of fast walking. So what it's really good for the shins and for the ankles and for everything from the feet to the knees is walking on the outsides of your feet, keeping your feet just right underneath the hips, taking small steps and balancing on the outsides of the feet as we're walking back and forth. So typically you should do this about the length of a basketball court, all the way down on one side of the feet. And then when you go backwards, we're going to go backwards on the insides of our feet, keeping those nice small steps. Really focusing on that big ball of our big toe and the inside of that calcaneus. Now we're going to walk on our heels. So we're going to pull our heels, our toes up to our shin bones. And we're going to just try to keep nice little small steps. And we're going to go back, the same thing, on the heels, backwards. Now the next one we're going to do is we're going to go up on our toes. Now we're going to go up on our toes, and then back on the heels, up on the toes. We're going to warm up the Achilles and the toes before we start doing little toe steps. Rolling the ankles. Nice big deep breaths. Getting ready. Here we go. We're going to walk small steps on the toes. The toes are flat on the mat and you're walking up on those big pads. Small steps backwards. Thank you. Next thing we're going to do is our knees and our hands. So what we're going to do to warm up our knees is we're just slowly going to warm up this hamstring and hit our Achilles and our knees. So we're just going to take a nice shoulder width stance sideways. I'm going to stand sideways so that you can see my hips going backwards and my knees not going over the tips of the toes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to slide the hands slowly, keeping the knees slightly bent, just down the shins, paying attention to this lower lumbar and the hamstring. So we're pushing the butt back and we're rolling the pelvis down and rolling the hands just down the shins and seeing how far you get. This is going to be your measure for flexibility. And now we're just going to stand up nice and slow. We're going to warm up this lower back. We're going to deactivate the hips, stretch out the hip flexors. Great job. Here we go. We're going to push that butt back. Hands go down the shins. Nice big inhale, stopping whenever you feel comfortable and standing straight up. Deactivating the hips. And here we go. We're going to do this like 10 times until we feel this hamstring and this glute attachment point and all these glute attachment points to the sacrum. We're just going to nicely warm up that in our knees, keeping them slightly bent. Just trying to walk further down the shins. Yes, I'm really tight, so if anybody else has been doing really active stuff this summer, this is perfect. Now we're just going to go ahead and sit here for a second, pull the toes up to the ceiling, and we're just going to shift weight from one heel to the other heel, not taking the hip over top of the feet, but just shifting so the hips go over the ankles on each side that we shift to. Now we're slowly going to let our spine come up. Inhale, exhale, and slowly drop the tummy and pushing this tailbone out. We're getting ready to do some low squats, rolling the spine up into the shoulders. Now, pulling the tummy down to the mat, finding your breath. Four more. Last one. Now we're just going to reach a little further down our shin. Doesn't matter if your back is straight or not, but you can go ahead and try to stick your tailbone out, but I would like the knees to stay slightly bent. We're just going to work our way down to our mat, our hands down to our mat. Doing that same thing, shifting weight into the heels, waking up all the little balancers and attachment points, taking your time. 3 breaths right here. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to keep our knees bent and we're going to put our hands on the mat, flat on the mat. However you need to, however far you need to bend. So weights in the heels, toes are lifted. We're going to shift into our shoulders, keeping the shoulders out underneath the chest. We're going to do little circles to the right first, inhaling on the front, exhaling on the back. Now we're going to go to the left. Good work. Those hamstrings are the cause for a lot of lower back pain, so we're slowly going to get those hamstrings to activate their ability. So now that our hands and our feet are on the ground, we're slowly just going to keep our knees right over our heels, right? And we're just slowly going to drop our butt. And whenever you get down, we're going to pull the hands up off of the ground. Just place your heels wherever they're comfortable. And we're just going to do 10 of these. We're going to relax our spine. And we're going to inhale. And we're going to pull our chest open to the front wall. Beautiful. Exhaling and folding. Inhale, lifting up to that side wall or front wall. And fold. There's 3. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10, and go ahead and hold it. Push the weight into the heels, keeping that chest lifted to the side wall. Find the strength in the glutes and in the heels. Keeping the chest lifted, we're just gonna try to push our butt up. See what happens. If you need to use your hands on the mat, perfectly fine. It's all about your comfortability and your body mobility, what you are able to do. So I'm gonna slowly push it up, and I'm gonna stand all the way up, shifting the weight in circles, taking a nice breath. Slowly coming back down. Finding mobility in the hips, lifting the chest, turning to the sides. Here we go. Up we go. 10. 9. Wonderful. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Gorgeous. So now we got the hips, knees back, all warmed up. Now we're gonna get down on the mat and do some work. Hey everyone, thanks. So now we're just gonna, if you feel good, your knees, hips, core should be woken up, lower back should be nice and loose. So anytime we go down on the mat, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our elbow on our knee, and we're gonna look down and see heel, knee, elbow, shoulder. And then we're gonna push this foot back. See all this stability we have? And then we're gonna drop that back knee. Beautiful. We're gonna do a little bit more hamstring work, and then we're gonna do a flow. So here we go. Leaning forward into that hip, keeping the shoulders and hips square to the mat, and pushing straight back, making sure the hips stay square, pushing right back. Hamstring stretch, hip stretch. Thank you for subscribing. There's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Now we're going to go on all fours, so keep the hands both on the mat. We're just going to push this foot right back behind us. On all fours, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Slowly gonna shift weight from hip to hip and from hand to hand, left and right. Circles to the right. Staying in the nice strength and the mobility movements. We do not want to go where we're weak. We want to stay where we're strong, but push the bounds in those circular rolls. 3 more. Last one. Perfect. Other direction, very slow circles at first. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate you. Two more. Okay, so now we're gonna bring this right foot up directly underneath our shoulder, heel, knee. Both hands on the mat, curling this toe under the shin and lifting up. Here we go. Nice hip stretch. And then shifting back into a hamstring stretch, making sure that you're staying, not pushed to one side, but keeping the shoulders, hips, heels, knees squared off, and then coming forward in with a knee on the mat. Focus on dropping this hip down towards the mat, squared off. Taking time to do a cleansing breath per movement. Here we go. Shifting back into the hamstring stretch. And back into a low lunge. If you guys could please subscribe, I would be very thankful. I will be doing Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 9 live for all of June. Personally, I'm on a training program of 16 weeks to add strength, flexibility, and balance. So I'll be doing things outside of these little hour classes that I'm gonna be offering. 3 more. Two. Last one. Actually, I'm going to do a couple more on this side because this side's tighter than the other one. And I would like to equal out my flexibility. Here we go. 3 more. Last one. Okay, we're going to keep these hands nice and firm into the ground, and we're going to pull our right leg back. We're going to go ahead and activate the core. Activate the core, send strength to the shoulders and the back. We're going to take both feet, curl the toes right underneath. See how my heels are squared off with my hip sockets? They go down directly behind those hip sockets, right by the shoulders, if you can see. Here we go. We're going to do a plank, shifting weight from left to right, slow shifting left to right. Inhaling, lifting the fingers, rolling back on the heels of the hands. We're going to do some hand work real quick. And really shift the weight in the hands. Focus on nice, strong wrist. Here we go. We're going to do a nice little downward dog, pedaling one of the heels down at a time, just one. Shifting weight into the hips, taking time to breathe and activate the core. Fingers nice and wide spread out on the mat. Coming back into a plank. Now we're going to shift forward onto our toes and then back into our heels and back up above our hands, shifting left and right, and then back into the down dog. Now shifting the weight all over in a circle in the hands, trying to get every part of the joints in your hands and wrists. If you want to go up on your knuckles, that's a good idea if you can, or if you need to. Here we go, down dog. And here we go, into a push-up position, making sure shoulders are squared off with the heels of the hands and feet are under behind the hips. Downward dog, push-up position, perfect plank. Push-up plank, into a downward dog into a plank. Focus on that lower spine, and activating the core so that your back gets used to this strength here. Now we're going to take an inhale, lift our tail, and we're going to take a nice slow journey right up to our hands. Feet shoulder width apart, hands on the mat, knees slightly bent. Second set of squats. 10, here we go. Whenever you're ready, 10 squats, however you like to do them. I'm going to do super low. I'm working on my ability to push my body off of the most negative space, which is closest to the ground as possible. So I'm going to do these low squats. This time I'm going to do them forward so that you can see where my heels and my shoulders are and open up that chest to the front wall. So I'm going to go ahead and grab onto the mat. Knees are bent. I'm going to go into my toes, slowly up onto my toes, getting the heels, the ankles ready. Some squats, second set. We're going to do 3 sets. Go ahead and find your heels on the ground and slowly have a seat. Here we go. 10 squats, toes lifted up to the ceiling, weights in the heels. The buttocks is the strongest muscle in the body, and we're going to focus on keeping that spine nice and erect and curled so that our chest is open to that front wall. And we're slowly going to push up with the strength that we have and only the strength that we have. If you can't, go ahead and stand up and do a squat from the top to the bottom. I'm doing squats from the bottom to the top. Here we go. Inhale, lifting. 10. Deactivating all the way. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Last one. Good work. Standing up nice and tall. Let's get my head in here. I'm going to do some hip rotations. Slow hip circles. This is what I'm feeling. Here we go. My favorite thing. Nice squared off body. See how my body's square? 2 parallel lines. People walk like this. That's bad for your hips. Walk like this. Run small steps under the hips. Not big, huge steps, because that's whenever you start to get those problems with that tight hamstring. Small steps that let your hips do all the work, and your butt do all the work. Make sure your back muscles are nice and strong. Here we go. We are going to start with our left side. My left side's my strong side, so I'm going to balance on my weaker side, lifting the toes up towards the ceiling. This hip is what you're going to focus on because it's a ball and socket joint. We're going to do nice little rotations, activating the glute in the back to get full rotation. Small circles. It's all up to you. I'm very, I love this stretch. So I've been coaching this for probably like 3 years. So I'm going to bring my heel up and then push my foot back, come back forward. Balancing and not tapping down. Nice rotation. Just feeling that ball and socket joint, getting more and more mobility as you go through the exercises and the motions. Three more. 2. Last one. Gorgeous. Other side. I'm going to take a little hip break. Equal on each side. We're going to wait till the strength comes back from this side, balancing. Inhale. And I'm going to grab my water. I'll be right back. Other side. Balancing on the left foot. Nice parallel line, shoulders to heels. Balancing on the left, pulling the knee up to the front. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Gorgeous. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do a nice little hamstring stretch. So come to a comfortable place on the mat. Heels, hips, and shoulders. Here we go. We're gonna slowly walk down our legs, keeping the butt pushed back. Slight bend in the knees, feeling it right here, the glute hamstring attachment point. Slowly sit down in your chair, let me leave the spine. Give some strength to the hips by doing some nice little circles. Other side, other side. Beautiful. Halfway through our class today, we're going to do our last set of squats. We're walking down to the knees. Back should be at 90 degrees, so we're going to work on is pulling that pelvis towards the ground, slightly bending the knees. Trying to keep that pelvis rolled towards the quads. Going to go ahead and grab the mat. Weights distributed in the heels and in the heels of the hands. So here we go, finding your flexibility and where your strength's at, slowly dropping down, getting the heels and feet wherever you need them down so you can get down into that low little squat position. We're going to push some weight into our feet, rolling back and forth. Slowly getting comfortable with getting our heels towards the ground. Here we go, heels on the ground, chest is lifted towards the front. We got 10 squats. Here we go, 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Perfect. Yay, wonderful job. Now we're gonna just warm up the chest and the shoulders before we do some upper back. Okay, here we go. So I'll just do stuff that you guys can do. If you have a bag, or just grab a big can. I'm gonna use probably this 20, and I'm just gonna do some bend over row. Not very much weight, because I want to really make sure that we're paying attention to this lower back. So we're just gonna come in nice little tilts. Same thing with the heels and shoulders, always squared off the knees. And we're gonna put the weight in the heels and slowly bend down until we get to about 30 degrees, and then we're slowly just gonna pull the weight to our chest. Heels or elbows out and up behind you. So go out and up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Now stand up. That's one set. Second set. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and drop the weight right down between your legs. Step back, and this is how you pick up a weight. Hand on the knee, go ahead and grab it, and stand up nice and slow, keeping the weight close to the body. We're gonna get this out of the way. Actually, we're gonna use that. Oh, we did 3. Now we're gonna do some chest. So, I have this weird shoulder, so we are going to do some push-ups. Okay, so with push-ups, it's all about just slowly using your own body weight and resistance. So we're gonna start off in a plank position. So we're gonna square everything off. And we're gonna curl our toes. Like so, curl them under the shins. And here we go, nice little plank. We're just gonna hold this, give our lower back and our core some time to just go ahead and warm up to be in a push-up position. Lock in that core, drop the knees. Here we go, 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, back into a child's pose. Here we go, second set. Putting the weight in the hands. And here we go, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. 1, back into a child's pose. Last set. Go ahead and wait until your heartbeat is nice and down to where you feel like you have your strength back. Here's our last set. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, Beautiful. All right, let's see. What we're gonna do is some core work. So I'm gonna start off with some leg lifts, crunches, unless you do them slow. I forgot what I was gonna do because I read that comment. Core work. Here we go, leg lifts. So, hands are gonna be tucked underneath the hips, and our chin stays tucked to our chest to activate the whole core, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and put our hands just right underneath our hips. Just gonna lay back. Keep that flex right there. We're gonna put our feet up and slowly drop them. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Great job. Go ahead and lower the feet down to the ground. We're going to push the heels of our feet down into the ground. Hands are right along our hips. We're going to do a bridge up. Go ahead and bridge the hips up till the hips are squared off with the knees. Here we go. We're going to do 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And go ahead and tuck those hands right back underneath those glutes. And we're going to lift our feet up nice and straight. We're going to try to get them up a little higher. I'm not that flexible right now because I've been doing lots of work. So I'm going to work on that today. Chin to the chest, hands underneath the mat flat. And we're slowly going to drop our legs down nice and slow. Stopping whenever you feel pressure in the lower back. Here we go. Down a little lower this time. Good job. Rolling up onto the spine, doing a nice little stretch. Lower back stretch as we do a leg lift. Going down as slow as you like to. Rolling up onto the spine. Down we go. Beautiful work. 8. 5. 3. 'Last one. Here we go. Go ahead and put those heels right underneath those knees. Relax the neck. And go ahead and push with your hands into the ground and lift the hips. 10. 9. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And drop the hips all the way down. Here we go, grab both knees, pull them into the chest. Gonna roll out the lower back first. So we're gonna keep our knees directly over our hips. And we're gonna take that sacrum, the lower part of the sacrum, and we're just gonna roll it out. Each side, get into that glute, keep rolling back and forth. But what you're slowly gonna do is you're just gonna bring your knees closer to your chest. This is like a baby back massage. You're using your body weight to roll out that lower spine. It's gorgeous. Take a second, get up the right side and left side. So we're gonna pull to one side, come back to neutral, roll over to the bottom of the sacrum, and then come up that right side of our spine. A couple more times, 10. 9. 8. Keeping chin tucked up to the chest. 6. 5. 3. 2. Last one. All right, here we go. We're going to do a reverse plank after we do some cat-cows on the ground. So I'm going to turn this way. Knees are right underneath the hip sockets, hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to drop our tummy down onto the mat. Always freedom and movement. Everything I do is a suggestion. I'm doing what feels right for my body, and I commend you for doing the same thing. Here we go. We're going to come all the way to neutral, and we're going to exhale. Roll that middle of the thoracic spine up to the ceiling and push the heels of the hands into the mat. And inhale, tummy down to the mat. Exhale. 3 more. Last one. Perfect. We're gonna come on to our buttocks. So get on your buttocks however you would like. And our heels are gonna be underneath or right in front of our hips. Hands underneath the shoulders. We're just gonna lift up the hips for a reverse plank. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a break. Now what we're gonna do is a hamstring stretch. So we're just gonna keep straighten up our spine. Do this 3 times. So go ahead and let your spine get used to being nice and 90 degrees. Releasing the tension in the hamstrings. Sitting up nice and tall, let go of the hands. Letting that core get used to the weight of the upper body and holding it up nice and strong. Inhale, and as you exhale, we're just gonna pull this entire torso towards our knees. Like even if it's a millimeter, you're getting somewhere. That's all I can do. Keeping the back straight, inhale. Exhale, reaching towards the middle shins, making sure that the pelvis is tilting towards the quads. Beautiful. Slowly climbing out and letting your spine relax into a complete relaxation. And 10 seconds here, 10 breaths. Please subscribe to my channel. I would love it. I'm going to be doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes at 9 a.m. There we go. And activate the hips, push the hips up to the ceiling. Square it off with the shoulders. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hamstring stretch. Beautiful. Slowly crawling down the mat. I have shorts on. These are shorts. What does it matter what I wear? I'm just showing this how the stretches work. Thanks for the suggestion. 10 breaths here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Here we go. Hands underneath the shoulders, hips up to the ceiling. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last hamstring stretch, and I'm going to show you something that's really great. Thank you for the love. Okay, so here's a really great hip stretch. It gives you mobility. So we're gonna walk backwards, moving one hip back at a time. Just walk all the way to the back of the mat at your own pace. Keeping your shoulders up above. Now we're gonna go forwards, keeping the heels in front of the hips. We're gonna do this 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gorgeous. Perfect. Now we're going to stretch out a little bit. Go ahead and come into a triangle. just push the feet together. Go ahead and put your hands on the outsides of your knees. We're just going to roll around on the sacrum. Slowly roll the spine. And here we go, letting the knees. Go ahead and bend your back. Go ahead and let the knees get to where they're comfortable. Keep that load back, just a nice C-shaped spine. Get comfortable with your hips opening first before we start to straighten up our spine. Try to get the mobility, moving and pushing and swaying and detoxing with our exhales. Nice, release the tension in those hips. And here we go, we're gonna put our hands right behind our hips. We're just gonna roll our pelvis towards the ground. Beautiful. Loose toes. Here we go. We're gonna do a nice little triangle pose, stretch. So we're gonna go ahead and grab behind our leg with folded fingers so they're interlaced. And we're slowly gonna roll back. Lay our spine is flat on the ground, and we're just gonna work on pulling this knee towards our chest, our torso. So you wanna keep everything squared off and pull the leg into the chest. This is called reverse pigeon. You can use your leg to help pull, or you can lay it out flat. Those are the two options. Six more breaths. 4. And go ahead and relax your foot. Go ahead and pull that knee into the chest. Rotate it out to the side. There we go. Send it down to the mat. Bring the other knee up. We're going to start off grabbing the back side of the leg. 10 seconds, or 10 breaths, sorry. 10. 5. Nice. Go ahead and relax the heel. Go ahead and pull the chin or the knee up to the chest. And then out to the side and slowly dropping it down to the ground. Perfect. All right, you guys. I appreciate you and your energy and your time. If you have any questions, sokolcaroline@yahoo.com is my email. If you could just jump on and subscribe to my channel or follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I do Facebook events, and then I invite people here. I utilize my energy, and I have for many years, and so I just like to share. So what the plan is a 16-week training program. And I like to just release the cortisol by giving myself a long period of time to just get as healthy as I possibly can with no harm in taking breaks or starting when you feel like it, because this is about creating an energy for the work that you do, and we're just going to keep amplifying that energy. And if you do not have it that day, please take a break and enjoy and stretch. You can activate your body and be active without doing a lot of work. So if you go out for a walk, that's counted for these 16 weeks. Just making a diversion from maybe an old neural pathway that you have about working out and exercise and activating and self-care to an excited, loving, energetic movement towards a different way of thinking about what you're doing. So that's what I've been doing for the last 15 years. I was definitely an athlete in high school, and I served like 5 years in the military, almost 5 years, and I never got hurt because I always stayed prepared and in shape. Those things are important because you never know what life's gonna throw you. So I am here for you Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I call it Live at 9. It's Team Falcon 8. That's the day my son was born, and it's the infinity sign. My last name is Sokol, which means falcon, and the falcon in Egyptian heritage, or the symbolism, symbolizes quite a bit, protection, and it is an animal that is the fastest to get up to the heavens. And I picture this figure 8 going down, and I've had dreams about being a bird. Anyways, love you, and I love your energy, and thank you for sharing. Please subscribe.